Welcome back to the Fit Coach podcast. I'm your host, Jack Clark. And today we're talking about something that might not always be on the top of your mind, but it has a massive impact on our daily lives. It's light. And it's not just light on its own, but how it affects our circadian rhythm, our sleep, our mood, and honestly, pretty much everything else. Now, this is one of those topics where the more you know, the more you realize how powerful and influential light really is. So, whether you're an early bird who loves soaking up that morning sun or a night owl who thrives being in the dark, this episode is for you. And by the end of today's podcast, you might actually find yourself paying a little more attention to how light affects your life. So let's jump straight into it. Let's kick things off with the basics. If you ever wake up feeling completely out of it, low energy, you're tired, lethargic, fatigued, you've slept for 8 hours, or you find yourself wide awake late at night, staring at the ceiling, even though you know you should be asleep. Well, that's your circadian rhythm at play, or maybe not playing so well. Your circadian rhythm is like your body's internal clock. It runs on a 24-hour cycle and is mostly influenced by light, especially natural sunlight. Think of light as a kind of master switch that tells your brain, okay, time to get up and get moving. When the sun goes down, your body gets the opposite signal. It's time to wind down and get ready for sleep. This rhythm controls pretty much everything. Your sleep pattern, energy levels, appetite, and even your mood. It's like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure everything runs smoothly. And if we were to think hundreds of thousands of years ago, when we were cavemen and cave women, our basic concept of time was the sun and the moon. When the sun rised in the sky, that would signal the brain and the body to wake up. And then when the sun set and the moon came out, we would hibernate. We would go into our caves and we would get a good night's sleep. Now, when it's working well, you feel energized, you feel alert and on top of your game. But when it's off, you feel sluggish, groggy, and honestly like you're not functioning at 100%. Let's just think about jet lag for a second. When you travel across different time zones, your body's rhythm gets thrown out of sync, and it takes a while to adjust. That's a clear example of how powerful your circadian rhythm is and how much it depends on light to stay in balance. So let's take it one step further and talk about the magic of getting morning light. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel on days when you get up and you head outside first thing? That's not a coincidence. Morning sunlight is like a natural alarm clock for your body. It signals your brain to stop producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy, and instead it starts pumping out serotonin, which boosts your mood and makes you feel more awake and alert. Now, I'm telling you, when I make it a habit to get outside in the morning and complete the bulk of my steps, my whole day feels different. My energy stays higher, my mood's better, and I'm always way more productive. And it's not just me. I had a client recently who was struggling with that mid afternoon crash. That time of day when you just want to nap under your desk. We actually made one small change. He started getting some morning sunlight, just a quick 20-minute walk outside, and the difference was night and day. Suddenly, he had more energy throughout the day. He felt less stressed and even slept better at night. So, yeah, if you're looking for a simple, free way to improve your mood and energy, start your day with some sunshine. It's one of the easiest health hacks out there. But here's the flip side. We live in a world where we're constantly surrounded by artificial light, mobile phones, laptops, television, and even the lights in our homes. While this light is great for letting us stay productive late into the night, it's not actually doing our circadian rhythm any favors. Now, I've been guilty of this myself. Late nights, working on the laptop, thinking I'm getting stuff done, but then I find myself tossing and turning when I finally try and sleep. That's because the blue light from screens mimic daylight. They trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime, and this actually messes with your melatonin production and throws off your sleep schedule. Now, it's not just about screens either. Even bright indoor lighting at night can interfere with your body's natural rhythm. So, if you find yourself struggling to wind down before bed, it might be time to rethink your light exposure in the evening. And I want to give you a simple tip. Try reducing your screen time at least an hour before bed. If that's not possible, because let's face it, we all have those nights, then consider using blue light filters on your device or wearing blue light blocking glasses. Small adjustments like these can make a big difference in how well you sleep and how refreshed you feel in the morning. So, how do we actually make light work for you? I've got a few practical tips that can help harness the power of light to boost your energy, improve your sleep, and keep your circadian rhythm in check. The first one is getting morning sunlight. Seriously, this is a game changer. Even if it's just for 15, 20 minutes, get outside in the morning. That can set the tone for the entire day. Whether you're grabbing coffee, going for a walk, you're chilling on the porch, that natural light in the morning is gold for your body and your mind. Number two, limit blue light exposure at night. So, like I mentioned earlier, cutting down on screen time before bed is key. If you can't avoid screens, consider blue light blocking glasses or apps that reduce blue light. Trust me, once you start doing this, you'll notice a big improvement in how well you sleep and how you feel when you wake up. Number three, create a sleep-friendly environment. This one's simple but effective. Make your bedroom as dark as possible when it's time to sleep. Blackout curtains, sleep masks, whatever it is to block out the light. For me personally, I like to leave my mobile phone downstairs. Your body will naturally produce more melatonin in a dark environment, helping you to fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. Number four, stick to a routine. We set alarms to wake us up in the morning. Well, why not set an alarm to tell us to go to bed? Try to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day, even on weekends. It might be tempted to sleep in, but consistency helps with your circadian rhythm, so you're not constantly trying to catch up on sleep. I can guarantee that if you go to bed at the same time every single evening, you will actually beat your alarm in the morning. And number 5, be mindful of artificial light. If you work late or use screens, consider adjusting the brightness and use night mode on your devices. Try switching to warmer, dimmer lighting in your house during the evening hours. It's about easing your body into relaxation mode so you're ready for sleep when the time comes. Now, as we start to transition from summer to winter, when the sun seems to disappear for days on end, if you're anything like me, you've probably noticed how the lack of sunlight can really mess with your energy and mood. Now, this is especially common in places with long, dark winters, and it even has a name for it: seasonal affective disorder, which can be abbreviated to SAD. It's basically your body's way of saying, hey, where's my sunlight? Because when there's less sunlight, your circadian rhythm can get out of sync, leaving you feeling tired, unmotivated, and sometimes even depressed. Now, I went through this a couple of years ago. I was feeling sluggish, unmotivated. That's when I decided to try light therapy. So I got myself a Lumi lamp. I'd use it for about 20 minutes every single morning. And let me tell you, it made a noticeable difference. I felt more awake, more energized, and just in a better mood overall. Now, I will say that light therapy isn't a magic fix, but it can definitely help if you're feeling the effects of those shorter days. If you find yourself struggling during the winter months, it's worth giving it a try. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast and you now understand why it's so important to pay attention to the light you're exposed to throughout the day. Whether you're looking to boost your performance, improve your mood, or just get a better night's sleep, making a few simple changes to your light exposure can make a world of difference. Next time you're tempted to stay in bed with the blinds closed, just remember, getting up and out into that morning light could be the key to feeling your best all day long. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love it if you could subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little more light in their life. Until next time, stay bright, stay active, and keep crushing those goals.